Alright, this is my 2021 TE300i. I had a few issues with it, leaking oil, and I've already pulled it apart, as you can probably see, and it happens to be that rubber boot just there that has deteriorated and now leaks oil. So I've gone ahead and I've already ordered and received a new rubber boot with a new clamp, or two new clamps to fit that up. And I thought, because I've got it pulled apart, I may as well address some other issues that I've got with it. Sorry, it is quite dirty at the moment, but for the longest time I've had a broken subframe, and I just kind of put up with it, rode it, it is what it is kind of thing. It didn't really affect the riding, but I thought, may as well while I'm here. And as I've pulled it apart, I've also noticed there's a big crack in it just here as well. So I'll be able to replace that. I ordered all new plastics and graphics for it. Seat, that is all quite old now. But it still looks fine, still looks good, so I'll reuse all that. But when I ordered all them, it didn't come with the bike busters or the hand guards, so they stayed grey, the factory colour, and then it's been mangled through the bush and hit the levers. So I have ordered and received all these parts: new subframe, both sides. New hand guards, black ones with new brackets, and a new headlight to, because the headlight that's on it, I did a transmoto down south and it's broken. So I'm gonna have to replace that, and I thought this one is quite bright and it's just on or off. So I thought I'd switch it up and try this one out. So in this video, I'm going to be replacing all these parts, make it look spick and span, give it another clean, make it look all nice and new. By no means am I a mechanic, I'm just having a crack. I've gone ahead and pulled the rubber boot out. You can see, I don't know if you'll be able to see it too well on the camera, but it's all brittle and cracked. There is quite a large crack on the top there, you can just see it there. That's where all this oil and gunk is coming from. It's come straight off of that piece there that you can see. The first thing I did though was I pulled the oil pump off. So the oil pump just had one bolt there. Pulled that bolt out and then slid this out of the rubber boot. That nipple sits in the small part of the rubber boot. And just comes straight out. And then in order to get this off, I first tried putting this is going to be difficult with one hand. I tried putting a screwdriver in that gap and trying to pry it open a little bit so that it was a bit loose, and then I managed to grab it with the side cutters and kind of pull it open a little bit, enough to wiggle it down and get the boot off. And yeah, it just kind of slid straight off. And then once that was off, I pulled the screen out. So the screen sits up in the tank there, and I'll give that a clean out while it's out, and then I'll continue to put the rest of the stuff in. Alright, so I've got the new boot in, that's in there, attached to the oil pump. The oil pump's just in there loose at the moment, hand tight. So the way I did it is I put the boot on loose with the clamp on there, and then this smaller clamp was sitting over here. I put the pump in there, put it onto the rubber hose, put the bolt in, and then tighten this clamp down so that it was all lined up. So these clamps, they're called Otika clamps. Here's the old one. You're supposed to do them up with a special tool, and they're only single use. I used to have one of these tools, but I've since lost it, and the way I have found works to do these up, that I have used multiple times, is you get your Otika clamp and you get your side cutters, and you clamp them like this, and you squeeze there. You just have to make sure that you don't squeeze too much, just enough to clamp it down like that, so that it can't spin if you try and push it, and it stays put so that there's no leaks, and it will work like that. Now all I have to do is tighten the bolt for the oil pump, put the throttle body back in, and fix up this airbox, because I've just got it sitting out of the way at the moment, and then we'll move on to the next part. So I've gotten the old subframes off, that one and that one, both sides. I've put new subframes on. They're just on with a few bolts at the moment, not all the bolts. You can see on the old one, fully cracked off, and it was ready to fully give way on me. Big crack all the way through it. There is a bit of a trick with these. So all the obvious bolts, there's one bolt in the middle there that joins both of them together, both the sides together. You've got a bolt up in here that holds this all the way to the front here. You've got this bolt here, which is already out because of them. You've got your bolt down here that holds that piece of plastic in that you need to take out first, and then you've got a secret bolt in here that is the same on the other side, that bolts the subframe to the airbox. And then you have to pull your rear fender off. You also have to, I managed to pull it off without disconnecting the wire or taking the tail off, and then your airbox kind of just lifts up just enough to be able to slide the subframe out backwards. So this piece of plastic is also the same as the other side. It just slides back and then comes out. I removed the silencer to make it easier, because this bit of plastic here kind of fouls on the bolt. It is possible to do it without doing that, but in order to make it easier, I removed it. I have found a downside to replacing these. So my old subframe had this decal here, and this decal just in this small section. So it's going to be missing them. I'm not too worried about it. It's just a small sticker and it should be fine. So that is all together now, other than the two bolts down the bottom that hold it all together. Subframe's all in. Now I'm on to put the tank on, put the side fairings on, and then we can get into putting all those other little parts in and make it look all pretty. Alright, next is going to be the bark busters and the headlight. I'll do the bark busters first. With these, they're ripped and they've seen better days. I think I had it running, I didn't realise that it screwed into the bottom bracket here, and when I put the top bolt in, I didn't screw it into there, it didn't thread into there, and it just pushed the bracket down. I was running it like that for quite a while, and then just temporarily, because I had a ride the next morning, after I realised, I ground it down because it was all mashed out, been sitting against the thread on the nut for quite a while and buggered it up. But this side's not too bad, it's just got a small hole here, and that's what it normally looks like. If you can see that, I don't know, turn that on for a second. That's what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, onto that. That is it, all done, all together, all clean. New headlight is in. New subframes on both sides. All bolts back together. Stegs in, fresh oil, air filter. All clean and ready to ride. I've let it sit overnight just to make sure that it's not going to be leaking any more oil. Cleaned all the gunk out of there. No oil spills, I should say. All good and together. Thanks for watching if you have watched. I'm going to be trying to record some more stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis, working on cars, bikes, pretty much anything with a motor. I enjoy it all. Soon I'll be working on this thing. Got some big plans with this. It's not actually a Suzuki. I didn't pay attention to that when I bought it. It's just a cheap eBay kit. But this will be getting a big bore kit, 108 hopefully. And just a general clean up, make it look nice and pretty and new. But yeah, that's it for this video. If there is something that you want to see and you're watching, leave it in the comments and I'll do my best to get it done. Cheers.